Arms deals became the main topic for talks between the Saudi Crown Prince and the US President on Tuesday. Donald Trump found a creative way to present his potential customer with more military hardware.
$3 billion, $533 million, $525 million. That's peanuts for you.
Saudi Arabia is a very wealthy nation, and they're going to give the United States some of that wealth, hopefully.
However, that meeting was met with protests as activists called on Washington to stop backing the Saudi-led bombing of Yemen.
Bombing Yemen is a crime.
Saudi Crown Prince is here in the U.S. and he's inside the White House right now meeting with President Trump. He's here to secure and procure more U.S. weapons to be used against Yemen and to falsely market himself as a reformer while being responsible for creating the worst humanitarian disaster on earth.
Hands off Yemen! Hands off Yemen!
USA! USA! USA!
Dr. Hassan Barari, Professor of International Studies at the University of Jordan, joins me. Very good evening to you, Doctor. Donald Trump wants to sell the Saudis more weapons. He made that very clear. What kind of leverage does that give to Riyadh?
Well, as you know, the American president is proud of getting the money out of the Saudis. He paid a visit to the Saudis last year, and he got a lot of jobs and monies to the American economy, and he's proud of that. So, and because of that, the administration is siding with the Saudis in their war in Yemen, and also turning a blind eye on the humanitarian crisis caused by the very American weapons being used by the Saudi forces.
There's a debate coming up in Congress a little later today on the US-Saudi deal on civilian nuclear energy cooperation. What kind of points, what kind of result do you think we'll see from that debate?
Well, it tells us as audience that there's, the Americans are divided when it comes to the relations with with Saudi Arabia. On the one hand, the American administration is more interested in getting the money and underscoring the strategic relationship with the Saudis. But on the other hand, there are those people who are really not happy with what the Saudis have been doing in the region, and in Syria, and in Lebanon, in Iraq, and particularly in Yemen. And the record when it comes to human rights is really not something that the Saudis can be proud of. So those voices in America are very sensitive to those, and they believe that supporting the war in Yemen is something that should come to an end.
Now, the Saudi Crown Prince has commented on the concept of pursuing a nuclear program in order to counter Iran. Let's listen to the exact words spoken.
Saudi Arabia does not want to acquire any nuclear bomb. But without a doubt, if Iran developed a nuclear bomb, we will follow suit as soon as possible.
So, it's all hypothetical at this point, but if Iran was to get a nuclear weapon, do you think that Washington would help the Saudis in that area?
Well, yeah, I think so. Yeah, the only problem here is will be Israel. The Israelis would be very mad at the Americans if they support the Saudis in their nuclear attempt. But it's all hypothetical. I don't think that the Iranians will go that far, because it would probably create a different dynamics in the region, and it would set off a kind of arm race in the region that would be detrimental to the stability. I think great powers will not allow to this dynamic to take up in the region. But again, if Iran managed to get its hand on a bomb, like nuclear bomb, I think the Saudis would follow suit. There's no question about that.
Dr. Barari, appreciate your time. My guest, Dr. Hassan Barari, Professor of International Studies at the University of Jordan. Thank you.